Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, you've jumped in at the most hectic time. The Korhan and Sanli families are dealing with enough drama to power a small town, and we're here to break it all down for you. Remember, the best way to keep these recaps coming is to smash that subscribe button, share this video with your friends, and if you're feeling extra generous, consider joining our channel membership or sending a super thanks donation. It helps more than you know. Now, let's not waste another second. Grab your rooibos tea and let's dive into the chaos. On Monday the 3rd of November, Orhan was finally forced to face his deepest fears, standing before a furious Halis to account for all his lies and betrayals. Meanwhile, Halis, his heart heavy with the past, made a monumental decision to finally follow his own happiness, putting his own desires first for a change. This bold move left everyone wondering if Seyran, who had been through so much with the family, would ever find a welcoming hand extended to her again within the Korhan mansion's imposing walls. The next day, Tuesday the 4th, Halis gathered everyone for a big announcement that sent shockwaves through the villa. While Ferit was over the moon, others like a scowling Ifakat were visibly unhappy about the news. In the midst of this family upheaval, Ferit and Seyran, seeing a fragile path forward, decided to give their love another shot. They acknowledged, with weary but hopeful hearts, that there was a mountain of work to be done to rebuild what was broken between them. Come Wednesday the 5th, Ferit was still ecstatic, buzzing with joy over his grandfather's life-changing news. But the others in the household found it incredibly hard to believe and accept Halis's sudden change of heart. Sensing a shift in power, Suna started quietly looking for a way to claw back some control over her own life, her mind working overtime to find a crack in the family's newfound, and very fragile, unity. On Thursday the 6th, a flurry of preparations began at both the Korhan and Sanli houses, buzzing with a nervous energy for the events to come. Kazim, true to form, was even more grumpy and difficult than usual, scowling at every suggestion. And in a surprising turn, it seemed Pelin might have finally found her knight in shining armor in the most unexpected of places, offering her a potential lifeline away from all the drama. By Friday the 7th, everything was perfectly ready for the Korhans to formally visit the Sanlis and ask for Hattuc's hand as a bride. The air was thick with tension, and the big question on everyone's lips was whether Kazim would manage to behave himself during the delicate proceedings. Everyone also watched Ferit closely, wondering if he would know the right things to do and say to make this traditional ceremony a success. On Monday the 10th, Seyran and Ferit tried to steal a moment of normalcy by joining Abi and Akin for a light-hearted double date, a rare escape from their problems. Back at the villa, a stunned Ifakat was trying desperately to digest some life-altering news that threatened her very position. All this happened while the mansion was being prepared for the evening's upcoming bachelor and hen party festivities. Tuesday the 11th saw the villa buzzing, fully ready for Halis and Hattuc's separate pre-wedding parties. In a decisive moment, Kaya finally made a firm decision about the future of his troubled marriage to Suna. And in a very satisfying scene, Ferit finally tracked down the Weasley Surtur and taught him a proper, long-overdue lesson for all the trouble he'd caused. On Wednesday the 12th, Seyran, her patience fully spent, decided to confront Pelin directly. She gave her rival a stern and clear warning to stay away from her and Ferit for good. The day culminated in the beautiful, long-awaited wedding of Halis and Hattuc. But as they exchanged vows, a lingering question hung in the air. Would this finally be the happy ending these two star-crossed lovers truly deserved? The very next day, Thursday the 13th, the past came knocking loudly for Hattuc as her history dramatically caught up with her. Ferit, ever the protector, grew deeply worried about their safety within the villa's walls. His fears were justified, as Hattuc and Asuman made it crystal clear they would not make life easy for the new bride, starting their subtle campaign of resistance immediately. By Friday the 14th, the new Mrs. Korhan, Hattuc, had banned all visitors from the villa in a bold move to secure her new home. Semuz, however, was eager to get Hattuc alone, but their flirty behavior didn't go unnoticed. Someone saw the whole thing. At Okiz's burial, a tense Akin pulled Ferit aside and warned him in a low voice to watch his back, promising more trouble to come. Honestly, folks, the tension is so thick, you could cut it with a braai tong. If you're on the edge of your seat like I am, show some love with a super thanks donation, or join our membership for exclusive behind-the-scenes chats. It really does make a massive difference. On Monday the 17th, Ferit, wanting to bring some joy back into their lives, had a massive surprise planned for a thrilled Seyran. Meanwhile, Hattuc sent a carefully chosen gift to the dangerous Mezide, a move that seemed to set Akin's final vengeful plan into motion. In a lighter moment, Abi was doing his absolute best to try and save his girlfriend Aysen's job from an unfair boss. Tuesday, the 18th, brought shocking news as the entire Korhan family found out about Abi's big secret, sending a new wave of gossip through the household. Just as that settled, Akin made his devastating move, unleashing a fresh crisis that hit Seyran and Ferit's lives like a ton of bricks, threatening to tear them apart all over again. The next day, Wednesday the 19th, Hattuc bravely told everyone about her dark and troubled past with the vicious Mezide, leaving the family in stunned silence. A frantic Ferit was desperately trying to find Seyran after she vanished. At the same time, a worried Suna confided in Kaya, telling him about her serious suspicions regarding Pelin's latest schemes. Thursday the 20th was a day of pure chaos. Hattuc and Semuz were caught red-handed in a highly compromising situation that could ruin them. In a terrifying parallel, Seyran was being brutally tortured by the unhinged Mezide. The day ended with Ferit receiving a chilling message that left the entire family absolutely distraught and fearing the very worst. On Friday the 21st, all the Korhan men were out, turning the city upside down in a desperate search for Seyran. The question burning in everyone's hearts was whether they would find her in time, before Mezide could carry out his twisted threats. All their hopes rested on Ferit, who was determined to save her, while wondering if Akin would keep his sinister promise to Seyran. On Monday the 24th, a horrific scene unfolded as Seyran arrived at the hospital completely unconscious and suffering from severe chemical burns. In a separate blow, a guilt-ridden Kaya finally broke down and confessed to a devastated Suna that he had cheated on her, shattering their fragile reconciliation. Later, a breathless Abi found Ferit and delivered the chilling news that both Akin and Mezide's bodies had mysteriously vanished from the scene. The next day, Tuesday the 25th, saw Seyran conscious but trapped in a living nightmare, having an incredibly hard time dealing with the physical and emotional trauma of what happened to her. While Seyran suffered, the cunning Hattuc was already weaving a new plan to somehow return to the villa and reclaim her status. And in a moment of pure satisfaction, Esme dealt decisively with the troublesome Seyran, finally putting her in her place for good. By Wednesday the 26th, Suna, her heart hardened by betrayal, was absolutely determined to get rid of Pelin once and for all, seeing her as a lingering poison. Meanwhile, Hattuc, ever the manipulator, planted a subtle but poisonous seed of doubt in Halis's mind about Hattuc's intentions. Ferit, feeling the walls close in, feared the worst was yet to come, and the day's events suggested he might be tragically right. On Thursday the 27th, a fresh round of scandal exploded and hit the Korhans, threatening to destroy the little stability they had left. The family was left reeling, wondering where the leak came from. This left everyone, especially Ferit, desperate to find out who had sent him that terrifying, threatening message and what they planned to do next. To end the month, on Friday the 28th, Ferit was trying everything in his power to dig up any information he could find about Akin's mysterious father, hoping it would lead him to his enemies. His investigation was a race against time to prevent another attack, and in a bold, brazen move, Ifakat made a shocking, uninvited appearance at the villa, daring everyone to turn her away from her former home. And there you have it, my friends. A month so packed with drama, it felt like a whole year. From hospital beds to hidden enemies, the tension never lets up. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please don't be a stranger. Like, comment, and share this video far and wide. Your support through watching, subscribing, and sending a super thanks donation is what keeps this channel going. Until next time, remember to stay tuned, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.